News that impacts you and your community. 13 on Your Side Evening News starts now.
Auto insurance premiums are increasing nationwide as well as right here in Michigan.
They are being impacted by the frequency and severity of crashes. 13 on Your Side's Carla Byron's in the newsroom with ways to help you save. Carla.
Guys, we talked with Anita Fox with the Michigan Department of Insurance and Financial Services about how families should shop for the right insurance to fit their budgets and needs.
What are the best ways to shop around?
Get quotes on a number of different things. Like you mentioned, if you change your deductible, what does that do to your premium? If I change how I rely on my health insurance, does that change my premium? Another thing I'd ask is, what kind of discounts am I entitled to? And different companies may offer different discounts. Some companies say if you have a child on your policy that's getting all A's and B's, you can get a good student discount. If you belong to an alumni association, or if you work at a certain place or graduated from a certain place, you may be able to get very specialized discounts just for you, and you just need to ask.
How about deductibles?
Individual rates for a particular person are determined on a very individualized basis, and that's why it's important to shop around. So in other words, if you have, it depends on the kind of car you have, it depends on how many accidents or tickets you've had, it may depend on many things like that. So we really encourage drivers to shop around. We can make sure you're comparing apples to apples. Make sure it's the same deductible, make sure it's the same coverage limit, that the same people in your family are covered and they have the same coverages. You know, whether you want collision, which will fix your car in the event of an accident or not, that's a voluntary coverage, but something that will impact your premium, and you may need to decide how much you want.
Should I eliminate the health coverage on auto insurance to save money?
You could always coordinate your auto and health insurance so that your health paid first, so that you could lower your premiums. But now, as you mentioned, you can completely opt out and rely only on your health insurance. And that may be a good decision for some families. I will tell you that auto insurance covers additional things that health insurance doesn't. So your basic hospital costs, your doctor costs, physical therapy, those will all be covered under either in most cases. But some things like home modifications and some other things that might be part of medical benefits under a no-fault policy might be different. And that's something else you should take into account when making that decision.
When should someone consider switching their insurance to full coverage or PLPD to save money?
Again, it's very individualized for a number of reasons. One, if you have a loan on your car, you have to check with your lender and see what they require. They also sell what's called gap insurance. That is a policy that you can buy that will cover if your car ends up being, for example, totaled and it was worth less than you still owe the bank. There are insurance policies that will cover that difference so you don't end up paying on a car you can't even drive. Whether you get to a point where you don't feel you need that additional coverage, that's a great question to ask your auto insurance agent or company.
If you have any questions about your auto insurance or claim, you can contact the Department of Insurance or Financial Services. They can help. They have a live call center Monday through Friday, 833-ASK-DIF or DIFS, excuse me. Reporting in the newsroom, Carla Byron, 13 on Your Side.